There's a deadline to this, the bid part, and so there's some mechanics to why Warner Brothers Discovery took this step.
Yeah, I mean, now we know the deadline for the first bids is a week from yesterday, November 20th. So that's coming up fast. And I think this is another signal that, big transaction potentially could be coming down the pipeline sooner rather than later. They changed Zaslav's compensation package to account for all these different possibilities, whether it's a sale of the whole company, whether it's a partial sale, or potentially if there is no sale and the company goes through with its original planned spin-off of the cable networks from the studio and streaming business next year.
Yeah, it's interesting now that's a reverse spin-off. Initially, it was going to be Warner Brothers that was spun off the actual bit of movies and the magic and the streaming, and cables were going to be left with Discovery Global, and now it's the other way around. But whatever the case, David Zaslav's saying, look, I'm committed until 2030 unless he's has to leave because the company is bought. From your perspective, you're hearing more that the insiders would like it as a whole sold, or would they like it sold for parts and to different players?
Depends on who the bidder is. I mean, Paramount Skydance clearly wants the whole thing. They're happy to take the cable networks that would fit in with their portfolio and give them additional scale. But if you're talking about Netflix, they have no interest in the cable networks. They just want the studios business, the library, the HBO Max side of things. Comcast, you could see maybe going either way, but really they want the studio, the library, in terms of scale, getting their streaming business, Peacock. I think they're worried that if they don't do a big transaction like this, it's going to be very difficult to keep up with Netflix and Amazon in the years ahead.
Felix, you've already answered this, but let's leave our audience with what we know. So explain just very quickly again the deadline and where we think these bids stand.
Yeah, the deadline for the first bids is a week from yesterday, Thursday, November 20th. We think these three companies are going to submit bids. And, the Warner Brothers Discovery is saying that they're hoping to get this decided one way or the other by the end of the year. So we at least now have a very concrete timeline for how they're going to deal with these bids. They've been out there meeting with the bidders, presenting their financials, going through the library and plans. So this is happening quick now.